Hello everybody. I've got a quick video for you guys today to show you how you can get Final Fantasy XIV Mobile installed and working in English. The game is still currently in the China only phase, but it is still possible to play. This video will be going over the process for Android phones and emulators like BlueStacks and Mumu. If you have an iPhone, it is still possible to get it to work, but you'll have to check the thread for it in the FF14 Mobile Discord, which there will be a link for in the description. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't confirm anything in it, which is why I'm not covering it. If something in this video doesn't work for you, I recommend checking out that Discord too. Last thing, the game does require a WeChat or QQ account. WeChat is easier to get, so that's what we'll be using, but if the idea for signing up for WeChat makes you uncomfortable, that's fine, but you'll just have to wait for the global release. Let's get started. To get started, if you're using an emulator, you're going to want either BlueStacks or Mumu. I recommend using Mumu because it's a bit more optimized. There's a link to both in the description. Once you have it installed, we're going to download and set up WeChat. You need to install WeChat on your phone, not the emulator, because using it on an emulator will get you banned. Once WeChat is installed, we'll begin the sign up process. You can either sign up with your mobile or Facebook. I chose my mobile, so you put in your name, country, and phone number. Finally, we have to verify our account, and the only real method that most people will be able to use is to verify with your card. This just charges you $1 and then refunds it, but I can understand why people would be reluctant to do this. The other option is to have somebody already on WeChat verify you with a QR code, which might be possible for some of you. With that done, WeChat is set up and we can get the game. Head to the link in the description to download the APK. Once it's downloaded, in Mumu, you can click on the arrow at the top, then install APK at the bottom, and select the file. If you're on BlueStacks, you can click on the Install APK button on the side and find the file. If you're on your phone, you'll probably have to enable Chrome on your web browser to install unknown files, or use an APK installer from Google Play. Once it's installed, you can launch the game and accept any licensing agreements. When it starts to patch, you can close it and we'll move on to the next step to enable English translations. All of this is already in the game, although it's not fully complete and you can't just enable it in the settings yet. So we're going to edit a configuration file to enable it. There's two ways to do this. The first is the easiest, using a piece of custom software that just does it for you. In the description, you can find a link to download the FF14 Mobile English Enabler. This does get flagged by Windows as a virus because it's custom software that connects to your emulator or phone and adds a file, and Windows really doesn't like that, but it is safe. So you might have to disable your antivirus for a moment. If you don't trust it, you can use the other method, which is to do it manually, but on a non-rooted phone, the program is your best option. Okay, we need to root our emulator. On Mumu, this is extremely easy. You can just click on the menu at the top, Settings, go down to Other, and enable root permissions on the mobile phone. Save and restart. If you're on BlueStacks, it's a little bit more work. You need to locate your BlueStacks config file, which is located in the BlueStacks_NXT or something else folder in your install location. If you installed it in the default location, the BlueStacks folder is in the hidden program data location on your C drive. Open the bluestacks.conf file in any text editor. We need to find the line that says bst.feature.routing and set that equal to 1. Then we need to scroll down to bst.instance.whatever your version is .enable root access and set that equal to 1. We then save the file, right click on it, and enable read-only mode, and your BlueStacks instance should be rooted. Now with BlueStacks or Mumu running, you can open the FF14 Mobile English Enabler program, select the language you want, and then your emulator. It will connect, reset the game's local storage, so just settings and patches, not removing your character or anything since that's all server-side, and why we do this before patching, and then add the config file with the English setting, and it's done. Next time you launch your game, it will be in English. If you're on a phone, you need to go into Settings, About Phone, Software Information, and tap build number 7 times to enable the developer settings. Go back to settings, then into the developer settings at the bottom and enable either wireless debugging or USB debugging, whichever you prefer. Then open up the FF14 Mobile English enabler, select your language, then your debug mode. If you chose Wi-Fi, you have a bit more work to do. In the wireless debugging menu, you need to tap pair device with pairing code and enter the IP address and port that shows up, and then the pairing code. Then run step 2, entering the IP import, not pairing IP import, to create the config file. And you should be done. The next time you launch your game, it'll be in English. If you don't want to download files because you don't trust them, that's fine. You can do it manually, but it does require a rooted emulator or phone. If your phone isn't rooted, you'll have to do one of the previous options. We're going to install another app called Root Browser. Inside it, we navigate to Storage, Emulated, 0, Android, Data, com.tencent.tmgp.fmgame, Files, UE4Game, Fgame, Fgame, Saved, Config, Android. Here we'll find GameUserSettings.ini, which we can open up in the text editor. If your file is empty, you can add this text to it, which can be found in the description. If your file is not empty, then find where it says culture and change it to EN for English or these for other languages. Save the file and you're done. Next, you'll want to set up controls. On Mumu, you can click the arrow at the top, then select keyboard and mouse, then gamepad. If you don't have the manage button, you need to create a plan first. Just add a joystick component by right-clicking. Then you can click manage and import a file you can download from the description. BlueStacks is a bit simpler. Click the keyboard icon on the right, then click Controls Editor, then import and select the BlueStacks controls file you can download in the description. On the main menu, we can log in with WeChat from our phone by scanning the QR code. Then you can select a world from the main menu. The world I'm on, and is kind of the unofficial English world, is called Neverreap, and it looks like this. Finally, you can enable English voice acting from the settings once you get past the first little bit of the MSQ. Now that you have your game working and in English or your selected language, you can enjoy testing the game before global release. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it that I've been enjoying, and Savage is releasing within 2 weeks, so that's cool. And that's it. Enjoy! If you liked this video and it helped you out, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter at BigKobeLive, and I'll probably be streaming mobile a bit. I'll see you in the next one. I gotta get back to making Fork Tower guides. Peace.